Hi everyone, this is Ronnie from UK Fruitfest, and I will talk in this video. The question is, do raw vegans get sunburn? And I've written this as a chapter in the book Raw Vegan Myths Debunked Part 2, and that's coming out this week as part of the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle. If you want to get in that and check that all out, it's a big bundle of raw vegan information and education stuff. You can click on the link below, and it's only going to be out for a few more days, so go and check that out soon. So, sunburn in the raw vegan diet. I definitely heard this idea from a few people that raw vegans didn't need to use sunscreen, what you call sunscreen, or I don't know what you call it, sun lotion, sun cream, protection. But the idea being that, you know, when you're on your natural diet, nature and the sun is all good stuff, and we don't need any of that. And actually, the problem with skin cancer is actually comes from sunscreen and all that, you know. So there's all that side, and all these things are toxic chemicals, and the sun is actually good for us. And of course, the sun is not only good for us, it's essential. Sunlight is an essential part of our health. Not only does it interact with our skin to help produce vitamin D, which is an essential, critical vitamin, but it also actually cleanses the blood to some degree. Sunlight actually penetrates the skin into the blood and helps to actually clean the blood. And this is information that I first heard from Dr. Doug Graham. And he mentioned that when kidney dialysis was first being tried out, or blood transfusion, or one of these techniques, that they were missing something, and they didn't know what they were missing. And they were missing the fact that the light from the sun has this, cleansing effect. And it's the same as, I suppose it's the same as if you take something that is moldy and, something's been locked away and it's kind of moldy and wet and whatever, you put it out in the sun, and the sun will kill all the bacteria and things like that. The sunlight, well, it will kill certain bacteria, not all, but some will be killed by the sunlight. Maybe that's not very nice, but that's true. And so a lot of things will smell better in the sunlight, and will be cleaner. I'm not explaining that very well, but you can probably put that together in your own mind. Sunlight is obviously an essential thing. We're agreed on that. Raw vegans need to get vitamin D. Vegans need to get vitamin D. Actually, there's some studies that suggest that raw vegans get more vitamin D than the average person because they are more conscious of getting sunlight. So you definitely don't want to miss out on the sun. But like everything, there's too much of a good thing. And you can easily get burned by the sun. Now, people that have come from a natural hygiene background, they were always more on the side of like, we don't need any sun protection. Just get out of the shade when you feel like it's the right time, and develop a tan and develop the tolerance for the sun. And that's okay. But our skin still gets damaged even when we're not burning. So sun damage still happens. And why do we damage? Why does the skin get damaged? Because you would think, well, isn't it natural to be out in the sunlight and humans should be naked and all that? Well, yeah. But humans would have also lived a lot in the forests and would have lived under trees and would not have lived in direct sunlight all the time, and might have lived in places where there was, if it was like rainforest type areas with lots of cloud cover. Might have been warm, but not necessarily direct sunlight all the time. And even humans that live in these parts of the world, they don't stay out in the sun all the time. They cover up. You don't go out in the middle of the day. A lot of animals are the same. They don't go out in the sunlight all the time. They hide from the sun. So plants can die in the sun, you know? So the sunlight is very powerful. And sun is really incredible. I mean, it's so far away and it's just provides so much power and energy. It's unbelievable. But it is radiation. And that's why we get burned. We don't get burned because the sun's really hot. We get burned because it's radiation. So it's a radiation burn, which is why skin cancer happens, because the radiation burn is messing with your cells, damaging your cells. Now you might think, well, all I need to do then is, if I feel like I'm burning, need to just protect myself. The problem with that is you're already damaging your skin prior to that point. And many people don't feel like they're burning. But years later, their skin comes out. The signs of skin damage come out in their skin. And they didn't realize that all along they were causing damage to their skin that eventually showed up later on. Too much suntan is known to be aging to people because it damages the skin. If you damage your skin, it's not good. Obviously, if you're white, it's a bit different. But to answer the question, do raw vegans need sun? Do raw vegans get sunburned? Yes. But certain people are more obviously susceptible to sunburn. I am very white, and I don't live in a country where I get a lot of sun a lot of the time. So if I go to a place that's tropical, that has a lot of sun, and has a lot of direct sun, and I go out in that sun, I can burn really quick, really badly. Now, the one thing I'd say about this diet is you do not burn as bad, and you do not suffer as badly. It doesn't feel the same. And maybe I could push it to say your skin doesn't damage as badly, like peeling off and all that. It doesn't seem to be as bad as that. But you still burn, you still get damage. It can still happen very quickly for certain people. And even for those people that do tan and they're resistant, it's not a good idea to just go out in the sun like that. It's radiation damage, and that can show up later in your life. I recommend that you use the sun protection stuff if you're going to be out naked in the sun a lot for many, many hours. I really do recommend it. I don't think there's any benefit to overexposure in the sun. And I don't think it's wise to think, well, because I'm not burning, that means I'm okay. I don't think that's true. And I think there's enough people that have experimented with that and got the damage to show that that's not a good idea. It's really, really not a good idea. So I would encourage you to be very cautious about the sun. Of course, you want to get some sunlight, but you don't need to get that much. And you certainly don't need to be out in the sun 4, 5 hours, 6 hours, direct sunlight. It can be dangerous and damaging. So I would say be cautious. For some people with darker skin, with different types of skin, will it help? Does it protect skin a bit more? I think it might. I think it might help a little bit, but not enough for anyone to just avoid any kind of sun protection whatsoever. You know, when people are younger, they want to tan, they want to look good, you know, they take more risks. They just go out in the sun, they do what they like, but it's not a good idea. When I was over in Thailand, there was a guy probably nearly as white as me, or maybe just about as white as me. I don't know why he did this, but he kept going out in the sun. And he kept getting burned and kept getting burned. And I really don't know why he was doing it. And his skin in places was it was going weird colors because of how burned he was getting all the time. And I just think it's not wise to do any of that. It's really not wise. So cover up, you know, clothes, hats, etc. If you don't want to use the creams, I don't think there's anything wrong with using the creams. They work really well. They stop any kind of sunburn happening. So I think it's a myth completely. It's not something that the raw vegan diet fully protects you from, unfortunately. Does it help a little bit, make it less, it's not as bad? Yeah, I think it does help in general. I think raw vegan diet helps with many things, but it's not ultimate protection. It's not a superpower. So thanks for watching. If you want to check the rest of that information out in the book, click on the link below. It comes with the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle this week, which is a one-off, and you can check that out. It's a great deal. Thank you very much.